Good afternoon to all of you. Myself, Professor N.V. Adpe from S&T College of Engineering and Research Center, Evla. Today we will discussing the new topic of course electrical measurement and instrumentation. Electrical measurement and instrumentation. You- Now we will start the new topic, that is transducer. What is transducer? A transducer, it is a device which converts a physical quantity into the proportional electrical signal is called as transducer. Means it will convert the physical quantity into the electrical signal. The electrical signal produced may be a voltage, current or frequency. A transducer uses many effects to produce such a conversion. The process of transferring the signal from one form to other, it is called as transduction. The process which is used for transforming the signal from one form to the another, it is called as transduction. A transducer is also called as pickup. The transaction element a the transaction element transfers the output of the sensor to an electrical output as shown in figure. That is, first, non-electrical quantity given to the sensing element and sensor response given to the transduction element, and this will give the output as the electrical signal. A transducer will have basically two main components. First one is sensing element and second one is transduction element. The first one is sensing element. The physical quantity or its rate of change is sensed and responded to by this part of the transistor. Means this is the sensing the this block sense the physical quantities having also having its rate of change. It will be sensed by the sensing element and this will be respond to the part of the transistor. Second one is transduction element. Transaction element, the output of the sensing element is passed on the transduction element. This element is responsible for converting the non-electrical signal into its proportional electrical signal. There may be cases when the transduction element performs the action of both transduction and sensing. The best example of such a transducer is a thermocouple. Thermocouple is used to generate a voltage corresponding to the heat that is generated at the junction of two dissimilar metals. Then the classification of transducer. There are three main classifications. First one is resistive transducers, capacitive transducers, and inductive transducer. In resistive transducers, resistance strain gauge, the change in value of resistance of metal semiconductor due to the elongation or comparison is known by the measurement of torque, displacement or force. Means the resistance strain gauge which is used to give the value of change in resistance with respect to the compression or elongation. Next, resistance thermometer. Resistance thermometer. The change in resistance of metal wire due to the change in temperature. Due to the change in temperature are known by the measurement of temperature. The resistance thermometer The output of resistor thermometer is changing resistance with respect to the changing temperature. Next one is resistance hygrometer. The change in the resistance of conductive strip due to the change of moisture content known as the value of its current corresponding humidity. The resistance hygrometer which is used to convert the humidity in change in humidity in the form of change in resistance. Hot wire meter, the change in resistance of a heating element due to convection cooling of a flow of gas is known by its corresponding gas flow or pressure. Means the resistance, the value of output resistance, which will be changes according to the gas flow or pressure. Gas flow or pressure. Next one is photoconductive cell. The change in resistance of a cell due to a corresponding change in light flux is known by its corresponding light intensity. Next one is thermistor. The change in resistance of a semiconductor that has a negative coefficient of resistance is known by its corresponding measure of temperature. The thermistor which is used having RTC, resistance temperature coefficient is negative. This will be the temperature which will be measured by using the thermistor. The output of that thermistor is the change in the value of resistance. Next one is potentiometer type uh, transducer. The change in resistance of a potentiometer reading due to the movement of the slider as a part of an external force is applied is known by its corresponding pressure or displacement. This is your 7 type of resistive transducer. Next one is capacitive transducer. First one is variable capacitance pressure gauge. It will be operates on the principle of distance between two parallel plates is varied by an externally applied force, and this will be used for the measurement of displacement as well as pressure. Next one is capacitor microphone. It will be operates on the principle of sound pressure varies the capacitance between a fixed plate and a movable diaphragm. Application is this is used for to measure the music and noise. Dielectric gauge, it will be operates on the principle of variation in capacitance by changes in dielectric. Means as the dielectric material changes, the variation of capacitor, the value of capacitor should be changes, and it will be used for the measurement of liquid level and thickness. The last topic is inductance transducer. First one is magnetic circuit transducer. It will be operates on the self-inductance or mutually induced mutual inductance or of AC excited coil is varied by changes in the magnetic circuit. Means the inductance value which will be changes according to the value according to the change in pressure and displacement. Next, reluctance pickup, which will be operates on the reluctance of the magnetic circuit, is varied by changing the position of the iron core of a coil, and this will be used for the measurement of pressure, displacement, vibration, and position. Next one is differential transformer. The differential voltage of two secondary windings of a transformer is varied by positioning the magnetic core through an externally applied force. Means by moving the position of the core having two windings, uh, two secondary windings, means it is like a transformer having one primary and two secondary windings, and the position of core should will be changes, and according to that the output will be changes. This is your differential transformer. Next one is eddy current gauge. It will be operates on a principle of inductance of a coil is varied by proximity of an eddy current plate, and it is used for the measurement of displacement and thickness. And the last type is magnetostriction gauge. It will be operates on the principle of magnetic properties are varied by pressure and stress, and which will be used for the measurement of force, pressure and sound. Okay, so thank you.